brake work is mandatory. It's a must. If we want to continue to grow, if we want to get to the goals that we have set forth, then we have to put out brake work. It's got to be the best.
Hey guys, welcome back to Shop Talk Tuesday. Dustin Jackson here, and today we're going to show some love to that red-headed stepchild of the detailing industry. The part that's very easy to forget about, and that's your car's engine bay. So let's take a look under the hood at one of the most neglected parts of your car. It's easy to forget because it's obviously not seen all the time, but these areas need to be detailed as well. It's very important to keep these clean and protected. So cleaning the engine, the plastics, and all the rubber hoses extends the life of these parts. You want to get the dirt and the grime buildup off, so that way we can apply the protectant that's going to extend the life of these parts. So before I get into what all has to be done on detailing an engine bay, I think it's important that you know that this is not a project that's a DIY kind of thing. You want a trained professional that knows what components need to be covered up and protected while the detail is going on. So if you look in here, you have wiring harnesses and different electrical components that need to be protected from any of the moisture that may be introduced to them while detailing the engine. We also want to unhook the battery and make sure that all the electrical is disconnected before we're starting our detail. Here at EZN, we group engine details into two categories. We have ones that are light dust or basic wipe downs where you're not trying to degrease the engine or deep detail down low. You're more of a once over up top, clean and condition and protect. And then we have a job like this one over here where it's a deep engine detail, where we're really focused on the engine itself. We're also going to focus on those plastic and rubber parts like we discussed in this one, but this is more to clean the engine and to make sure that we're exposing any kind of damage or any kind of leaks that may exist. So on this deeper engine detail, you can see there's lots of grease, there's lots of dirt and buildup on this. We're going to take our time, really work this thing down. You can see we've already got our electrical components covered up. We have the alternator covered, battery unhooked. And so we'll start the detail process. One thing you might have noticed is that the insulation is starting to come apart, and this isn't something that a detail is going to fix. This is one of those situations where this piece would need to be replaced. However, if it were just dirty, that is something that we could clean and have looking new again. We will focus around the edges and the jams and the black plastic piece in the back to get it clean. So we're going to use our Toyota Pre-Runner here to show you how bad an engine bay can be, and then how good our detailers can restore one. All right, so we're going to use the steamer here to loosen up that debris that the chemicals are already working on and the microfiber to pull that dirt away. This is the first step in the detailing process, is to get all that buildup off of it, so then we can look at protecting these plastics. So the reason we use steam is because we can use the heat generated by it, and it's as little water as possible on the engine. Now obviously, you wouldn't want to clean your laptop at home with a water hose. So we treat your engine bay the same way. It has electrical components that we have to protect, and just cleaning it with regular water wouldn't do the job. And obviously, yes, it's water, but it's minimal. The heat will help break down without just using tons of water. As you can see, we have multiple chemicals out and multiple tools out. Under the hood, there's tons of different materials, and each material needs its own chemical. So a lot of guys may come in and just spray degreaser all over the engine, but that's really not good for your plastics and your connections. So we use a lighter cleaner on those. We also might even use some acids lower on your engine block. As far as the detail brushes go, he's able to get in the crevices and all a lot easier. And on these older parts that tend to be brittle, those soft brushes will work around and keep us from breaking anything or causing any damage that's unneeded. So now that we're getting deeper into this engine detail, I got Dustin here with me today, and I wanted to ask you a couple questions. One being, about how long would it take to detail an engine bay that's, on this level?
On this bad, usually about an hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere around in there.
Okay.
Once we get it done clean, bring it back once a year, it'd take us maybe 30 minutes or so. We'll keep it good and maintained, clean.
That's right. And
so everything stays optimal.
Absolutely. And then maintaining one is a lot easier than basically you're just doing a lighter detail, maintaining it. We know that maintenance is always cheaper than repair. And so we've obviously noticed some leaks already on this engine. We get this thing cleaned up. Those may have been old leaks that were already fixed. And without cleaning it, this guy would never know. So we'll get this thing detailed out. He can really start to self-diagnose things that may be wrong with this engine, and also just better looking, better operations, you know, all in one.
Oh, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you, Dustin. So at this point in the detail, we're going in and removing some of the tape that we had covering up those electrical components. Any components that we might have unplugged, we're connecting those back in and making sure that everything is trimmed out and ready to go, ready for the customer to see. At the beginning of the show, I showed you how bad this engine bay really was. I mean, it was nasty. There was grease and dirt and just years of buildup all over this old engine. Well, now you can tell the difference is night and day. We've gone in and detailed this thing top to bottom, really focusing on the heavy greased areas and the dirt buildup. Then put a protectant on all the plastics. That'll help condition them and give them some more life. And all of this is good because if there's a leak of any kind, it's definitely going to be easier to spot. One thing we have to remember with cars is that it's always cheaper to maintain than repair. Staying on top of engine details like this will help you be more aware if there are issues all along the way. So this service is good to have done just for your benefits, but also if you have intentions on selling or trading your car, it's always nice. The first thing someone's going to want to do is pop the hood and check out the engine. So it's nice to have this thing freshly detailed, ready to be looked at for your potential buyers. So with that being said, you can book this service along with any other service that we offer here at EZN by going to EZNDetail.com and click Get My Estimate. That's going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Shop Talk Tuesday, and I'll see you again next week.